The year is 2067, and Earth is slowly suffocating. A relentless global crop blight is starving the population, while massive, choking dust storms swallow the last of the cornfields. Humanity is no longer exploring. We are simply trying to survive in the dirt. Cooper, a former test pilot turned farmer, spends his days protecting his 10-year-old daughter, Murph. While Cooper relies on hard data, Murph insists her bedroom is haunted by a ghost that knocks books off her shelves. Cooper eventually finds a physical explanation for the phenomena. He analyzes patterns in the fallen dust and realizes a gravitational anomaly is at work, pulling the particles down to spell out precise coordinates in binary code. Cooper stops looking at the dying crops and starts tracking these gravitational signals. He shifts his family's focus away from survival in the dirt and back toward the potential of the stars. Those coordinates lead Cooper and Murph to a secret underground remnant of NASA, led by Cooper's old mentor, Professor Brand. Brand reveals that Earth will soon be unable to support human life. He proposes two strategies for survival: Plan A, which requires solving a gravity equation to evacuate the population, and Plan B, which uses frozen embryos to start a new colony on a distant world, leaving the people on Earth to perish. Cooper is drafted to pilot the mission through a wormhole near Saturn. Before he leaves, he gives Murph a matching wristwatch so they can track their relative time, promising her he will return despite her protests. The launch marks the start of a devastating gamble. Cooper is trading his presence in his children's lives for the slim hope of securing their future. After 2 years of travel to Saturn, the crew plunges into a spherical wormhole. They emerge in a new galaxy near a supermassive black hole named Gargantua. Their first target is Miller's planet, a world orbiting dangerously close to the black hole. This proximity creates extreme time dilation, where the immense gravity physically slows the passage of time for anyone on the surface. This chart illustrates the terrifying cost. For every hour spent on Miller's planet, 7 years pass on Earth. As seconds tick on the surface, the Earth time counter spins out of control. Every delay means missing massive portions of their families' lives. Gargantua's gravity exerts a psychological toll alongside its physical one. By warping time, it strips the crew of their connection to Earth, transforming the mission into a desperate race against their children's lifespans. Disaster strikes Miller's planet when the crew realizes the distant mountains are actually skyscraper-sized tidal waves, causing a deadly delay. This massive surge results in a crewmate's death and prevents their immediate departure. When Cooper and Amelia finally return to the Endurance, they find their shipmate has aged decades. While they were only gone for a short time on the surface, 23 years, 4 months, and 8 days have passed in the outside world. Cooper breaks down while watching over 20 years of accumulated video messages. He sees his children grow into adults, struggle with the dying Earth, and eventually lose all hope that their father is ever coming back. Cooper surrenders the years of his children's lives for a handful of data points, a trade that physics makes permanent. Back on Earth, an adult Murph discovers that Plan A was a devastating deception. Professor Brand confesses on his deathbed that the gravity equation was unsolvable without data from inside a black hole. This betrayal is mirrored in space by Dr. Mann, who faked data about his planet's habitability. He attacks Cooper, cracking his spacesuit visor in a desperate, selfish attempt to be rescued from his own isolation. Mann dies in an explosion while trying to hijack the Endurance, leaving the ship spinning and heavily damaged. To save the mission, Cooper executes a near-impossible white-knuckle docking maneuver, expertly matching his shuttle to the ship's chaotic rotation. To give Amelia enough fuel to reach the final planet, Cooper sacrifices his own place on the ship. He executes a slingshot maneuver around Gargantua and detaches his shuttle, willingly plunging himself directly into the black hole. Calculated logic allowed Brand and Mann to justify their betrayals, but the mission only survives because of Cooper's willingness to sacrifice himself for others. Inside the black hole, Cooper enters the Tesseract, a 5-dimensional geometric realm built by future humans to help him communicate across time. In this space, time is no longer a sequence of moments, but a physical dimension. Cooper can move through Murph's entire life as if he were walking through a room. Cooper looks back at the moment he left his daughter and realizes he was the ghost all along. He was the one reaching out from the future, trying to send the message to stay. He uses gravity to vibrate the second hand of the watch he gave Murph decades ago. He encodes the missing quantum data into the ticking watch, sending the solution to the gravity equation across time and space. Future humans built the Tesseract, but Cooper provided the motivation. He turned his personal bond with Murph into a tool for navigation, creating a closed loop that saved the species from extinction. On Earth, the adult Murph decodes the watch, solves the equation, and leads the successful evacuation of humanity into massive space stations. Cooper is rescued decades later near Saturn. Because of the time dilation near the black hole, he is still physically 40 years old, while his daughter is now over a century old. They reunite on a space station named in Murph's honor. Cooper sits beside his daughter, who is now a fragile elderly woman on her deathbed, surrounded by generations of the family Cooper never got to see grow up. Murph tells her father to leave her and go find Amelia Brand, who is currently establishing the first human colony on a distant planet. Science provided the equations to launch the ships, but the bond between a father and daughter provided the direction. In Nolan's universe, human connection acts as a physical bridge, allowing humanity to reach across time and find a way home.